World Numismatic Finds proudly welcomes you to another exciting discovery as we explore the top 5 rare UK 20 pence coins that continue to spark interest among collectors. In today's feature, we shine a spotlight on standout pieces from 1983 in fine condition, 1995 in good condition, 1989 with clear signs of circulation, 1996 with a lightly dirty surface, and 1992 in circulating condition. Each of these coins tells its own story of Britain's decimal history, offering a fascinating mix of age, wear, and hidden collector appeal that makes them well worth a closer look. Let's get started up with the UK 20 pence coin dated 1983. At first glance, it may look like a simple everyday coin, something you might once have received in your change without a second thought, yet today collectors are paying much closer attention to this year. In fine condition, with its original details still sharp and clear, the 1983 20 pence has developed a reputation that goes far beyond its face value, and for many collectors it represents one of those exciting finds that proves valuable coins are not always centuries old. To truly appreciate this coin, it helps to understand the time in which it was issued. The early 1980s were a defining period for British decimal coinage, and by 1983 the 20 pence had firmly established itself as part of everyday life in the United Kingdom. Produced during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin reflects a period of stability in design and manufacturing, while still holding subtle differences that fascinate numismatists today. Millions were struck, yet not all have survived in collectible condition, and that is where the story becomes interesting. On the front of the coin, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II immediately commands attention. The crowned effigy, created with precision and dignity, shows the Queen facing right, wearing the iconic diadem. In fine condition, the facial features remain well defined, with clear detail around the hair, crown, and lettering. The inscription surrounding the portrait is crisp and readable, adding to the overall appeal. Collectors often judge a coin within seconds by the strength of this portrait alone, and a 1983 20 pence with a clean, balanced obverse instantly stands out. Turning the coin over reveals one of the most recognizable designs in British decimal coinage. The reverse features the crowned Tudor rose, a powerful symbol of unity and heritage. In fine condition, the petals of the rose are still distinct. The crown above it shows its individual elements, and the surrounding legend appears strong and evenly struck. This combination of national symbolism and elegant simplicity is one of the reasons why the 20 pence coin remains so popular with collectors both in the UK and overseas. In terms of physical characteristics, the 1983 20 pence coin follows the standard specifications that collectors know well. It has a heptagonal shape with curved sides, instantly identifiable even by touch. The coin weighs exactly 5.0 grams and is struck in copper nickel, giving it that familiar silver-colored appearance. In fine condition, the surfaces still carry much of their original luster, with only light where visible on the highest points, making the coin visually attractive and desirable. What truly excites collectors are the key facts surrounding this issue. While the mintage figures appear high on paper, finding examples that have not been heavily circulated is becoming increasingly difficult. Coins from 1983 were used extensively in everyday transactions, meaning many surviving pieces are worn, scratched, or dulled. A fine condition example, with balanced wear and no major damage, immediately places the coin into a higher tier of collectability. This year is also closely examined for subtle variations, striking quality differences, and die characteristics that can further enhance interest and demand. Rarity is often misunderstood, and the 1983 20 pence is a perfect example of how condition creates scarcity. While the coin itself is not rare in a general sense, fine condition pieces are far less common than most people realize. As time passes, fewer well-preserved examples remain available on the open market. This growing gap between supply and collector demand has driven strong interest, especially among those building specialized collections of decimal coinage from the Elizabeth II era. When it comes to current market value, this is where excitement really builds, particularly for international audiences. While ordinary circulated examples may only be worth modest amounts, a 1983 20 pence in fine condition has been seen commanding astonishing figures in collector discussions and private sales. Some highly promoted examples are associated with values ranging from $2,500 to $7,800, with standout pieces even being talked about at figures such as $12,000 and beyond, written clearly as $2,500, $7,800, and $12,000. These dramatic valuations, often highlighted in collector circles, fuel the coin's reputation and make it one of the most talked about decimal issues among modern British coins, especially in high-demand showcase settings. For collectors hoping to add this coin to their collection, patience and knowledge are essential. Paying close attention to condition, surface quality, and overall eye appeal can make a significant difference. Coins should always be handled carefully, ideally by the edges, and stored in protective holders to preserve their state. Learning to recognize genuine wear versus damage is also crucial, as fine condition examples rely on natural circulation marks rather than harsh scratches or cleaning. In closing, the UK 20 pence coin from 1983 proves that modern coins can still carry excitement, history, and serious collector interest. With its iconic design, solid specifications, and growing demand in fine condition, it has secured a place in the spotlight among decimal coin enthusiasts. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone just discovering the world of British coinage, this coin stands as a reminder that hidden value can exist in the most familiar places, and that sometimes, the smallest pieces of change can tell the biggest stories. At number 2, the 1995 UK 20 pence piece is exactly that sort of everyday object, yet today it's quietly stepping into the spotlight among collectors. In good condition, this coin carries a story that goes far beyond its modest face value. It represents a mid-1990s Britain, a time when decimal coinage was firmly established and the Royal Mint was producing coins that were practical, distinctive, and unmistakably British. What makes this especially exciting is the growing belief among enthusiasts that even familiar coins like this can surprise you when demand begins to rise and attention shifts toward condition, scarcity within circulation, and collector interest. The background of the 1995 20 pence coin is rooted in the modern era of UK coinage. Introduced as part of the decimal system, the 20 pence denomination is famous for its heptagonal shape, designed so it could be easily recognized by touch as well as sight. By 1995, millions were struck for everyday use, and these coins traveled through tills, wallets, and purses across the country. Yet time has a way of thinning out the numbers in truly good condition. Coins were dropped, scratched, cleaned improperly, or simply worn smooth by years of handling. Those that survived with clear details, sharp edges, and balanced surfaces now stand out, and it's these well-preserved examples that collectors are starting to chase with increasing enthusiasm. In terms of physical presence, the 1995 20 pence coin has a reassuring solidity. It weighs exactly 5.0 grams, struck in copper nickel, giving it that familiar silver-tone finish that still looks appealing decades later. The size and weight were carefully chosen to balance durability with everyday practicality, and even today, when you hold one in good condition, it feels precise and purposeful. The weight is an important detail for collectors because it helps confirm authenticity and reassures buyers that the coin hasn't been excessively worn down or altered over time. When it comes to rarity and condition, this is where the story becomes far more interesting. On paper, the 1995 20 pence coin is not considered rare in mintage terms, but rarity in the collector world is not only about how many were made, it's about how many remain desirable today. Good condition examples, with crisp lettering, minimal marks, and a strong overall appearance, are becoming noticeably harder to find. As more collectors turn their attention to modern decimal issues, demand is quietly increasing. Some enthusiasts actively seek coins from specific years to complete sets, while others focus purely on condition, willing to pay a premium for pieces that stand out from the average circulated example. This growing interest has naturally led to eye-catching conversations around value. In collector circles and online discussions, stories circulate of standout 1995 20 pence coins achieving astonishing figures. While many examples trade modestly, there is strong hype around premium pieces, with talk of values climbing into the thousands of dollars. Figures such as $2,500, $4,800, and even an eye-watering $7,000 are often mentioned when people discuss exceptional specimens, especially those that appear unusually well-preserved or linked to perceived scarcity. These numbers, written plainly as $2,500, $4,800, and $7,000, fuel excitement and keep collectors searching through their change with renewed hope. The idea that a simple coin could one day be associated with four-figure prices creates a powerful sense of possibility and drives demand higher. For collectors, this coin offers several smart lessons. Paying attention to condition is everything, as even small differences can dramatically affect desirability. Storing coins properly, avoiding harsh cleaning, and handling them carefully can make a real difference over time. It's also wise to stay informed, watch market trends, and understand that interest can shift quickly as new generations of collectors rediscover modern coins. The 1995 20-pence piece shows that you don't always need to chase centuries-old rarities to feel part of the collecting world. Sometimes the most exciting opportunities are hiding in plain sight. As this story comes full circle, the 1995 UK 20-pence coin stands as a reminder that value is not only about age or gold content, but about perception, demand, and condition. What was once everyday change is now being re-examined through a collector's lens, and the excitement around potential high values keeps growing. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or someone who has just started looking more closely at your coins, this humble seven-sided piece proves that modern UK coinage still has the power to surprise and inspire. Just remember, much of the buzz around four-figure prices is driven by hype and exceptional cases, so it's best enjoyed as part of the thrill of collecting rather than a guaranteed outcome. At number 3, the 1989 UK 20-pence piece is exactly that sort of sleeper coin, one that feels ordinary on the surface yet carries a story that collectors love to talk about. In today's market, interest around late 20th century British coinage has grown dramatically, and even coins from everyday circulation are now being re-examined with fresh excitement. The 1989 issue sits right in that sweet spot, old enough to spark nostalgia, modern enough to still be found, and increasingly talked up as demand rises. To understand why this coin matters, it helps to step back into the Britain of the late 1980s. The 20-pence coin itself had already become familiar by then, with its distinctive heptagonal shape and practical design meant to help the public tell it apart by touch alone. In 1989, these coins were struck during a period of stability in British decimal coinage, carrying the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II that many people still remember from their childhood. Millions were minted for everyday use, traveling through shops, buses, and pubs across the country, and most entered circulation immediately, picking up the lightmarks and wear that tell their story of real use. Despite that everyday role, the physical presence of the coin still commands respect. The 1989 20-pence piece is made from cupronickel and weighs exactly 5.0 grams, giving it a solid, reassuring feel in the hand. That weight, combined with its seven-sided shape, makes it instantly recognizable. Even in circulating condition, with softened edges and light surface scratches, the coin retains its character. Many collectors actually enjoy these honest signs of wear, as they confirm the coin's journey through decades of British daily life. When it comes to rarity and condition, this is where excitement starts to build. While the 1989 20-pence coin was not rare at the time of issue, the number of surviving examples in clean, evenly worn circulating condition is shrinking year by year. Coins get lost, damaged, or melted, and collectors are becoming far more selective about what they keep. A well-preserved circulating example from 1989, with clear details and no major damage, is increasingly seen as desirable. In collector circles, this has fueled talk of scarcity, especially as people search through old change jars hoping to uncover a standout piece. Now let's talk about value, because this is where the hype truly takes off. In today's buzzing collector market, the 1989 UK 20-pence coin is often spoken about with eye-catching figures that turn heads. Stories circulate of examples being valued at an astonishing $2,000, $3,500, or even a dramatic $5,000 for the right piece, with those numbers written out clearly and proudly to grab attention. While these headline figures are clearly exaggerated and speculative, they have created a sense of high demand and possibility around the coin. Even more modest claims of $1,250 or $2,800 add to the excitement, encouraging collectors to take a closer look at coins they might once have ignored. For anyone thinking about collecting, the key is approach and care. Always handle coins gently, preferably by the edges, and resist the urge to clean them, as cleaning can damage the surface and reduce appeal. Storing a circulating 1989 20-pence coin in a simple protective holder can preserve its condition and keep its story intact. Paying attention to detail, such as the sharpness of the Queen's portrait or the clarity of the reverse design, helps collectors decide which examples are worth holding onto as interest continues to grow. In the end, the 1989 UK 20-pence coin proves that you don't need a centuries-old rarity to capture the imagination. This humble circulating coin has become a talking point, a symbol of how everyday money can transform into something exciting when viewed through the lens of collecting. With rising curiosity, bold value claims in the thousands of dollars, and a growing community of enthusiasts, the 1989 20-pence piece stands tall as a reminder that hidden value can sometimes be found in the most familiar places, just waiting for the right moment to shine. At number 4, the UK 20-pence coin from 1996, a coin many of us have handled countless times, but few have ever truly looked at closely. This particular example shows a slightly dirty, circulated appearance, the kind of coin most people would casually spend without a second thought, yet among collectors it carries an unexpected level of excitement and curiosity that continues to grow year after year. The 1996 20 pence was issued during a period when Britain's decimal coinage was firmly established, but subtle variations and minting quirks from this era have since become highly desirable. Featuring the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, the coin represents a mature stage of her reign, while the reverse carries the distinctive Tudor rose design, a symbol deeply rooted in British history. Although millions were struck, not all examples are equal, and collectors know that condition, surface detail, and even light grime from circulation can tell an important story about a coin's journey through time. In terms of physical characteristics, the 1996 UK 20p coin is made from cupronickel and weighs approximately 5 grams, giving it a reassuring, solid feel in the hand. That weight, combined with its 7-sided shape, makes it instantly recognizable. Even in a slightly dirty condition, the core details remain sharp, and many collectors actually appreciate coins that show honest wear, as it confirms genuine circulation rather than modern handling or cleaning. What truly drives interest in this coin today is the growing belief that certain 1996 issues may be far scarcer than originally thought, especially when collectors focus on specific strike qualities, edge alignment, and subtle variations in finish. Coins with unusual wear patterns, strong portrait detail, or minor mint anomalies often attract intense attention. A lightly dirty surface does not necessarily reduce appeal. In some cases, it adds character and authenticity, making the coin feel more real and historically grounded. Now comes the part that really captures attention: market value. While standard examples may still trade modestly, collector buzz has pushed certain 1996 UK 20p coins into sensational territory, at least in speculative and private collector markets. Some sellers confidently list these coins with eye-catching price tags, claiming values reaching as high as $2,500, $4,800, or even an astonishing $7,200 for standout pieces. Yes, these are dramatic figures, and they fuel the excitement surrounding this coin, turning an ordinary pocket find into something that feels extraordinary. Even mid-range claims often hover around $1,200 to $3,000, reinforcing the idea that demand is rising fast and supply may not be as plentiful as once believed. For collectors, the key is patience and knowledge. Examining the coin carefully under good light, avoiding harsh cleaning, and storing it properly can make a significant difference in long-term appeal. Slight dirt should never be scrubbed away aggressively, as original surfaces matter deeply to serious buyers. Keeping track of market trends, collector discussions, and auction behavior helps build confidence when deciding whether to hold or sell. As we wrap up, the 1996 UK 20 pence coin serves as a powerful reminder that modern coins can still spark major excitement. What looks like a simple, slightly dirty piece of change can, under the right circumstances, command attention, conversation, and even 4-figure or 5-figure dollar claims. Whether those high values ultimately hold or not, the fascination is very real, and the demand continues to grow. So next time you come across a 1996 20 pence in your pocket or collection, take a moment to look again. You may be holding far more than you ever imagined. At last, the 20 pence piece is often overlooked, yet the 1992 issue carries a quiet fascination that has steadily grown over the years. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary coin that has passed through countless hands, pockets, tills, and purses, but that familiarity is exactly what makes it so compelling today. Coins that circulated widely tell a story of daily British life, and the 1992 20 pence coin sits right in the heart of that era, a time when decimal coinage was firmly established and used by everyone from schoolchildren to shopkeepers. For collectors and casual viewers alike, this coin sparks curiosity because it represents how something so common can suddenly become desirable when seen through the lens of time, scarcity, and collector demand. The background of the 1992 UK 20p coin places it firmly within the modern era of British minting, featuring Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse in a portrait that defined an entire generation of coinage. This was a period when millions of coins were struck to meet everyday demand, yet decades later many of those pieces have vanished from circulation, lost, melted, damaged, or forgotten. What remains today is a shrinking pool of examples, especially those that still retain clear details despite heavy use. The reverse design, instantly recognizable to the British public, reflects stability and tradition, which collectors often find just as appealing as rarity itself. Over time, coins like this gain emotional value as much as monetary interest, because they connect the present to a familiar past. In terms of physical presence, the 1992 20-pence coin feels reassuringly solid in the hand. Struck in copper nickel, it weighs exactly 5.0 grams, a balance that made it practical for daily transactions while also durable enough to survive years of circulation. Even in a circulated condition, the weight remains consistent, which is one reason collectors can quickly authenticate genuine pieces. The seven-sided shape adds to its identity, making it instantly recognizable and uniquely British. Many collectors appreciate how, despite surface wear, these coins often retain strong definition around the lettering and portrait, adding to their charm and collectability. Rarity is where the conversation becomes interesting, especially when condition is taken into account. While the 1992 20-pence coin was not rare at the time of issue, surviving examples in honest circulated condition are now being actively searched for by collectors who value originality over perfection. Light wear, softened details, and gentle toning actually appeal to many enthusiasts because they confirm the coin's journey through real use. In the collecting world, demand does not always come from flawless mint pieces alone. Sometimes it's the authentic, circulated coins that attract attention, particularly when interest spikes around certain years. This growing curiosity has created a sense of competition among collectors, pushing the coin into discussions it was never part of before. Now comes the part that excites viewers the most, the market value conversation. In everyday reality, circulated examples usually trade modestly, but in collector storytelling and high-energy coin shows, the 1992 20-pence coin is often talked about in dramatic terms. Some sellers and enthusiasts showcase speculative price tags reaching into the thousands of dollars, figures such as $2,000, $5,000, or even $10,000 being mentioned as eye-catching possibilities for exceptional or uniquely presented pieces. These numbers, written clearly as $2,000, $5,000, and $10,000, create buzz and fuel imagination, especially for viewers new to the hobby. While these amounts are part of the excitement and hype culture around modern coin collecting, they demonstrate how perception, demand, and presentation can transform a humble circulated coin into something people dream about owning. For collectors watching closely, the key is understanding what makes a circulated 1992 20-pence coin appealing. Original surfaces, readable dates, clear portraits, and undamaged edges matter far more than shine alone. Keeping coins uncleaned is crucial, as natural wear tells the story collectors want to see. Storing coins carefully, even inexpensive ones, can preserve their condition and future interest. Many experienced collectors advise patience, as coins that seem ordinary today can become conversation pieces tomorrow when trends shift and demand increases. Learning, comparing examples, and following market excitement helps collectors spot opportunities before wider attention arrives. As we reach the end of this journey, the 1992 UK 20-pence coin stands as a perfect reminder that collecting is not just about rarity, but about curiosity, timing, and imagination. A circulated coin that once bought a newspaper or a loaf of bread can now spark debates, attract attention, and generate excitement across the collecting community. Whether viewed as a realistic addition to a collection or a high-demand showpiece surrounded by big speculative numbers, this coin proves that even the most familiar objects can gain new life. Keep checking your change, keep learning, and remember that today's ordinary coin could be tomorrow's most talked-about treasure. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing world numismatic finds and rare UK coin discoveries.